Happy holidays, everybody, and it's been a long time since I've made a video at all on this channel regarding Unico's MVSX Neo Geo arcade cabinet. This particular bar top on a base multicade cabinet is actually one of the favorites of mine in my collection. In fact, the only negative feedback I could give for it is the included buttons and sticks are kind of weak, and the speakers are kind of weak, and the cabinet is fairly short. Even with the bar top on the base, I had to add another riser to get it to a comfortable plane height. But overall, I've really enjoyed having this multicade in my collection of home arcades. One thing that I really appreciated was the fact that we had another company out there making 3/4 scale replica home arcade cabinets that were comparative in quality, sometimes even better than what Arcade 1-Up puts out there on the market. And also with the inclusion of the Hylo-X hack from the Hylo team on this particular product, it made this product worth it. It added a ton of value. We went from 50 games to where you can upload hundreds of games all via USB drive onto the device. Now, I noticed with the Hylo hack, I was having some issues over the last few months, as you can see in these particular camera shots, where I would try to launch my Hylo hack on the USB stick that's plugged into the back of the machine, and it would just kick me out. There were all kinds of loading issues in getting this thing up and running. I assumed the problem was I had a bad USB. I changed out USBs. I also redid the hack and the downloads and all that stuff on my flash drive multiple times. It's like I would have to power on the machine 3 or 4 times to get the Hylo hack to load. Did some research on some forums, discovered something, and that's what prompted me to make this video in case some of you are experiencing the same issue with your USB drives plugged into the back of the cabinet. When you remove the back panel of the arcade cabinet on the bar top, you'll notice that there's this hub here, right? This little central station of activity. This is where the power adapter goes in. This has got all the voltage stuff, and this is what powers the device. Has the on-off switch, plus a little USB hub that takes your flash drive signal, and you have this USB cable that connects to the hub to the PCB. And that way, the PCB that's mounted on the back of your arcade cabinet can read whatever flash drive you have plugged into the device. And this is the issue. The cables that they provide are garbage cheap cables, and the hub itself, that USB port, kind of stinks. So that's why a lot of people, including myself, have had these loading issues where our Hylo-X flash drives just aren't loading properly for us to play all the games we want to play. And this is the easiest fix in the world to eliminate those loading issues for your Hylo-X. Take your flash drive that's loaded with your Hylo-X hack and games and just plug it directly into the USB port on the PCB. That way we completely bypass that cable, completely bypass that hub, and we'll never have to open this thing again. I wish someone had made this video or told me about this in the past. I had to dig through some internet Reddit forums to find this solution. Here I thought my USB was bad. I can't tell you how much time I wasted building new flash drives and testing out new USBs thinking that the problem was on my end, but the problem was actually the USB ports and that cable on the back of the device. As you can see here in real time, when I powered up the arcade machine with the thumb drive plugged into the PCB directly, it loaded into the application selection quickly. So I could choose to launch the stock MVSX system that has 50 games, or I could launch my Hylo-X hack build. My particular build has got a couple hundred games on it, all kinds of Neo Geo and Capcom games and some other stuff. And as you can see right here, when I clicked on the Hylo, boom, it loaded instantly. That's right, it loaded just like it did the first couple of times that I had launched this application. I was so happy at how fast it loaded. No more turning the machine on and off and hoping that it works multiple times, hoping that it launches. It launched the first time perfectly, and I was able to navigate through all my games, and all my games launch and work without any issues now that I have this plugged into the back of the machine, onto the back of the PCB on the back of the monitor, versus into that port on the exterior of the machine. As I stated in my prior reviews and coverage of this product, I know it's been almost a year since I've made any kind of video about this product. I would not recommend purchasing this product unless you plan on doing this Hylo-X hack, because it adds so much more value and excitement to this multicade versus just the stock 50 games, because let's be honest, the stock 50 games, 90% of them are fighters, And if you like Neo Geo games, but not just all their fighting games, because they made a ton of games that weren't fighting games that were awesome, well, then this hack is for you and this cabinet's for you. Everything works and plays very, very well, in my opinion. I've never had any real personal complaints about the Hylo-X hack. Yes, you're not able to adjust any kind of dip switch settings or things like that, but it's still a great experience for playing a couple hundred awesome arcade games on this cabinet, and it's just as good of an experience as doing this on a modified arcade 1-up. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you're experiencing the same issues as me, leave your comments, feedback below, give us a thumbs up on the way out, and as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.